Hello and welcome to another YouTube channel. Today I'm introducing one of Jeff's videos of the Glenwood Valley where they built a road where maybe they shouldn't have built a road, who knows? But it was very expensive. So before we go off and watch that, I just want to remind you that this is another film that you can watch in the comments below to enter the competition again. If you haven't already, then do so. If you have already, then please do so again. The only thing we ask is that you are subscribed if you're going to enter the competition, and write the word watch for a chance to win one of these beauties right here. So let's go and watch Jeff, see what he's got to tell us. Another interesting video, and we will see you on the next one. Nearly 1,000. Keep it coming in, guys.
It's fairly obvious to me that some things need to be upgraded and some things just don't. Very early on in the last century, a road was punched through a very beautiful canyon in Colorado, the Glenwood Springs Canyon. And the road was there until 1938 when it was upgraded and it was paved. You can drive along inside Glenwood Springs Canyon and admire the water that in a couple months the people in Tucson, Phoenix, and Los Angeles will be drinking. Here is a photograph from it after it was paved. This photograph is from 1962. The first time I went through Glenwood Springs Canyon, it was the early 70s, and it looked identical to what this picture looks like. The railroads considered this area so beautiful, they had special glass-topped observation cars built just for the trip through Glenwood Springs Canyon. Here is what the interior of one of the glass-topped cars looked like. It wasn't an easy road. It wasn't an easy road to build, and it wasn't an easy road to travel. It was hot, it was dusty, and it was closed a lot in the winter, but it was a road, and people looked forward to traveling it because it wasn't easy, and it took effort and time to go through it. And in the middle, you could stop and take a vapor bath, whatever that was. They also decided that if they upgraded the road, they would be able to provide better access to Hanging Lake, one of the most beautiful places on Earth, and they could build a campground. They decided that they didn't want just any road. They wanted to build the most beautiful road in the world. They wanted a suspended roadway in the canyon that kind of defied gravity and gave you the impression that you were floating in the canyon so that you could get unobstructed views of the entire canyon and the river below. The resulting 12.5-mile highway cost $490 million and includes 40 bridges and viaducts and 5 tunnels. It took 12 years to build, and that included 500 people working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The canyon walls are 1,300 feet tall, and it has 15 miles of retaining walls built along the highway. There are also 4 full-service rest areas along the 12.5-mile stretch, and also a campground at Hanging Lake. They planted 150,000 new trees and shrubs. They used 30,000 tons of rebar in the concrete, and as far as concrete, they used 810,000 tons of concrete. The tunnels contain 2 million ceramic tiles, and they had to consult 300 engineers on the project. Now we're at the part where you have to ask yourself whether all the upgrades were worth it. because almost every year the road has sustained damage from flooding and landslides. The latest landslide happened in August of 2021, and the roadway was closed over a month. They currently have spent almost $500 million just on repairs since it was finished. They currently have over $900 million invested in 12.5 miles of highway. We will soon be approaching $1 billion for 12.5 miles of road. I can very vividly remember as a child traveling on the old 2-lane road, and I have to say it was kind of nice. It was hot, it was dusty, but it was kind of nice. And what else could we have done with $1 billion? I leave you now with this picture from my dash cam as I travel through Glenwood Springs Canyon on my way back to Washington. Remember, everyone, be good to each other, think good thoughts, do good deeds, and I will see you on the next adventure.